to my channel. Today we'll be talking about how the Greeks thought the world began. It's just a soupy mist. Chaos eventually solidified into Earth and made Mother Earth, or Gaia. Now, Gaia was the rocks and the trees and the hills, but Gaia could also grow into human form so that she could pretty much walk on herself, if that makes sense. One day, Gaia wished for a sky, which made the god Uranus. Now, Uranus thought he was the king of everything. So, Uranus and Gaia married, and they gave birth to 12 titans. Now, these titans were perfect, and they had no problem with them. Then they gave birth to the elder Cyclops. Now, Gaia, obviously having the mother instinct, loved them. She had no problem that they only had one eye. But Uranus was outraged, and he threw the elder Cyclops into Tartarus, which is pretty much a pit of eternal darkness. Gaia got mad at Uranus because obviously who wouldn't? But they decided to have one more set of children, which was a bad idea because the final set of children were the 100-hand ones. So obviously by the name they had 100 hands. But Gaia thought they were adorable. And again, she had the motherly instinct for them, but Uranus did not. So again, he threw the 100 hands ones into Tartarus again. At this point, Gaia was raging. She and Uranus had more and more fights, and they were not anymore the happy couple. Multiple times, Gaia would have her fits, which would cause in earthquakes, and her Titan children would be running up like, oh my god, what happened? And of course she one day had to tell them the truth. That day, she had created a weapon called a scythe. Now, she held up the weapon and said, whoever killed Uranus with this weapon would get to be the king or the queen of the universe. Now, the girls were too smart to get involved with murder, so they made their excuses and left. Now, Oceanus also made an excuse and left, which left 4 people. And one more child called Kronos. He had volunteered to kill Uranus. So, that night, Gaia called Uranus for a fancy dinner. And Uranus was not expecting this, so he was just there, and then suddenly 4 of his Titan children came and pulled him down and pinned him to the ground, and then Kronos took the scythe and chopped him up to tiny little pieces and casted them into the depths of Tartarus. So Kronos got to be the king of the universe, the king of everything, for a short amount of time. When Kronos killed Uranus, Uranus casted a curse on Kronos that his children would one day overtake him. Now Kronos to himself said, oh, that's easy, I won't have children. But all the Titans were starting to have children, and he kind of, felt left out. So he married another Titan named Rhea. Now, Rhea was the most loving of them all, and she was also the youngest Titan. So, and they made a happy couple for a few years, until Rhea gave birth to their first child. Rhea decided to name this baby girl Hestia. When Hestia went into Kronos' arms, Kronos realized that, oh my god, she isn't a Titan, she was a god. Uranus' curse is coming true. And he couldn't help himself, and now I know this sounds really gross, but again, they aren't like humans. He swallowed his own child. Rhea obviously freaked. I mean, who wouldn't? But the same things happened to the rest of her children that she birthed. She gave birth to them, and then they got swallowed by Kronos. One day, Rhea was crying in a field because she was about to give birth to another baby. But she didn't want it to get swallowed by Kronos. I mean, who would? And then Mother Earth, or Gia, gave advice to Rhea. Go to this island, said Gia, and give birth to the baby there. So Rhea did what she was told, and Gia, Mother Earth, gave Rhea a stone that was the exact same size of the baby. Now guess who this baby was? It was baby Zeus. So Zeus, the king of the gods, the god of the sky, king of the universe, everything, he was growing up on an island without his mother. So after Zeus grew up a bit, his mother decided that it was time to get revenge on Cronus. Rhea said to Zeus, how about you get a summer job? And Zeus agreed. Okay, I'll get a summer job. So Rhea took Zeus to Cronus' castle. And, finally, one night, after Cronus had a big and heavy dinner, Zeus decided it was time to take revenge on Cronus. He said, how about we do a nectar drinking challenge? I know Cronus would beat you guys. Cronus was hoping that wouldn't happen because he had such a heavy dinner. But he couldn't pass it off, otherwise what type of king would that make him look like? So he brought on the cup challenge. For the guest, Zeus mixed some sleepy time nectar, and for Cronus he mixed some nectar and mustard. Zeus went and introduced himself and asked it that he would like to be a cupbearer of Cronus. Now Cronus wanted to test this child's skill, so he asked Zeus to get a cup of nectar for him. Zeus did it perfectly, and it tasted even better than before. So Cronus hired Zeus as his cupbearer. Now Zeus had to gain trust first, so for months he would cupbear Cronus. Again, this is going to sound gross, but as soon as Cronus drank the nectar mustard, I guess, he barfed out all of the children. And then that gave them the Titan War. But in the end, the gods won. So that is how the Greeks think the world began. Thank you for joining me to explore how Greeks thought the world began, and I will see you in our next video. Thank you!